Senator Raphael Warnock held a press event on Thursday where he spoke about the runoff election in his race against Herschel Walker. With neither candidate reaching the required 50%, the state of Georgia will be holding a runoff election. During his remarks, Senator Warnock lambasted Herschel Walker, saying, quote, "He's not capable." Senator Warnock also accused Walker of trying to divide and distract because, quote, "he has no vision." The runoff election is set to take place on December 6th.
Well, thank you so very much, Renee, and thank you, R.J. Rollins from Morehouse Man in the making. Give both of them a round of applause. Well, good afternoon, Georgia. I came really to ask you one question. Are you ready to do this one more time? Let's get it done. Now, you have to admit that I did warn y'all that we might be spending Thanksgiving together. And here we are. So I'm going to need you to stick with me for 4 more weeks. Can we do that? Because we've got some unfinished business. I stand here as a proud son of Savannah, Georgia, and as a proud American. And I wouldn't be here without Berlene and Jonathan Warnock. My mom and my dad, both pastors themselves, lifetime Georgians. They poured into me the values of faith and love and hard work. And those values of faith and love and hard work guide me to this very day. And that's what's guided me through a life of service. It's what's guided me as a pastor and as a United States Senator. And I know it's going to take a combination of faith and love and hard work to push us through the next 4 weeks. So here's what this race is about, Georgia. It's about competence and it's about character.
Preach, man, preach.
It's about both of those things. We need to be clear. This is not simply about passing this law or passing that law, and it's certainly not about the process of Washington, D.C. This is about who we are as Georgians. And Georgians understand the importance of competence and character. This is not a race about Democrat and Republican. It's not a race of right versus the left. Fundamentally, this is a race about right and wrong. Who's right for Georgia? And who's clearly wrong for Georgia? This race is about whether or not the person representing you has what it takes to take on these challenges for you and your family. And believe me, I know that these are challenging times. It's about whether or not we do all that we can to keep the American dream alive for the next generation and for all of our children. This race is about competence and it's about character. And when it comes to that, the choice could not be more clear between me and Herschel Walker. Some things in life are complicated. This ain't one of them. This is no math test. We all know how things work in Washington. You got the drug companies. You got the oil and gas companies and other special interests. You got the wealthy and folks who got too much influence who are literally squeezing the voices of ordinary Georgians out of their own democratic process. And then you got the politicians who spend so much time focused on the next election that they're not thinking about the next generation. Politicians more interested in playing political games than being able to speak up and stand up for themselves and, more importantly, for the people that they're supposed to represent. This is a job that demands someone who can be a fighter for Georgia and who's solely focused on doing the job for Georgia. And that's what I've been doing every single day. And I've seen this firsthand. If you're not ready for this job, opportunities will pass you by. More importantly, you will lose opportunities for the people you're supposed to represent. And we can't afford that right now. It's a job that requires knowledge of the issues and a willingness to actually learn more, to understand the struggles of people with diabetes, so you don't say things that are manifestly uninformed and that, as a result of it, inform your lack of ability to get something done for people who are struggling every day. You got to know something, you got to be willing to go and get the knowledge you need in order to represent the people. This race is about competence. It also requires an awareness of the challenges facing Georgians and a willingness and ability to work with them to address them. Herschel Walker has shown us that he's not capable. He's not ready to do any of that. In fact, he's shown us that he's not really interested in doing any of that. Herschel Walker has no vision for our state or for our country. Think about it. We've been running now for a little while. And he has yet to tell us what he actually wants to do. Think about that. He's running for Senate, and he has not even told us what he wants to do. Nothing. And he claims that he has solutions, but he says he won't share them because someone else might think they came up with it. I'd explain that if I could. And maybe because he has no vision, he's busy trafficking in division. People who don't actually know how to lead us tend to try to distract us and divide us. But Georgians are savvy and sophisticated, and they're not going for the okey-doke. That won't work in Georgia. This is a choice about competence and about character. And when it comes to character, we all know that it doesn't get any better for my opponent. Sadly, I'm running against someone who lies about every aspect of his life. His own staff says he lies like he's breathing. I'm just repeating what they said. His own staff. We've seen that Herschel Walker has a disturbing history. Pattern of violence against women, against his own family, and he refuses to take responsibility for that, and he refuses to even answer questions. So the question right now is this: is that who we want? No! Representing Georgia. No! This is a job that requires honesty. Now, you can call me old-fashioned, but I still think that character matters. My mom and my dad instilled that in me. Character matters. Integrity matters. Telling the truth matters. Competence matters. Georgia, you deserve a senator who will tell you the truth and who will actually do the work. Now, these are hard times. These are difficult days. I know that Georgia families are feeling the pinch of these times. Global inflation. The question is, who's going to do something about it? Who's going to stand up for hardworking families? Who actually has some solutions that they're going to put forward? It's difficult, it's dark. But the scripture tells us that the light shines through the darkness. The darkness overcometh it not. And so I need you to fight like the future of Georgia, and the future of America depends on it, because it does. Yes. Are y'all ready to fight? Yes. Are you ready to get this done? Yes. Know that it is the honor of my life to represent the people of Georgia in the United States Senate. Here's the thing, you don't actually know you really want a job until you actually have that job. Some of y'all have got jobs and didn't realize what it really entailed. Let me tell you that after nearly 2 years of representing you in the Senate, I still wake up every few days pinching myself, because I can't believe I get to stand up and fight for the people of Georgia, to stand up for hardworking families. And if you send me back to the Senate, I'll stand up and do that for 6 more years. And so, I'm asking you to do what you've done before. I need you to show up and vote. Because a vote is a kind of prayer for the world we desire for ourselves and for our children. A vote is about putting our faith into action. And for those who gave me their support in this election, thank you. And for those of you who made a different choice this time, whether for Herschel Walker or someone else, I want to speak directly to you. Over the next 4 weeks, I hope you will give me the opportunity to earn your vote. Every day I've served in the Senate, I've been thinking about the people of Georgia. And that's what I will do for the next 6 years. Now, we all knew this election would be close, but I've done this before. We've done this before. We know how to win a runoff. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. And they are going to throw every dollar at us that they can, every lie, every attack. But I think we have something better. We have the truth. And we have hope for the future. We share the belief that Georgians and Americans have the capacity to rise above the challenges we face and the forces that divide us, to put aside our differences and find that common humanity within us and to move forward. I still believe that our best days are ahead of us. And the way to build that is to build it together. Are you ready to get this done? Now, I told y'all this story before. My dad used to wake me up every morning. Doesn't matter whether it was during the school year or the summertime. Doesn't matter whether it was hot or cold. 6 a.m. Same message. Get up. Get dressed. Put your shoes on. Get ready. You know, when you're 10 or 11 years old and your dad is waking you up 6 a.m. on a Saturday, I'm like, get ready for what? He said, I don't know, I'll figure that out later. Just be ready. The question is, are you ready, Georgia? I'm ready. Are you ready to win this election? Are you ready to take this runoff over the finish line? All right, it's 6 a.m. Get dressed. Put your shoes on. Get ready. Let's win this thing one more time. Let's build a Georgia that embraces all of our children. Let's get it done.